January 13th, 2025. Verification of meeting posted. This meeting was posted in accordance with all open meeting laws in Wisconsin. Attendance roll call.
Right. Here. Here.
Here.
Tracy. Here. Kevin. Here. Lori. Here.
Lori is joining us via computer here, so she is present, so we do have a quorum. If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Kevin, can you lead us?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the agenda. Motion to approve the agenda? Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Recognitions, we have none this evening. And this, again, I'm going to remind everybody, this is our new format. We do have public comment time now instead of public comment on each individual topic. So now is the time that we would have allotted for if somebody were to come and do public comment. We do not have anybody signed up. So we are going to move on to number 4, consent agenda. Approval, motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion, or does anyone want to remove any item for individual consideration? Hearing none. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. And moving on to student representation.
Okay, so first off, girls wrestling hosted the Warrior Cup on Saturday. They placed 11th out of 40 teams, which is very exciting, especially for a team that's new to Muskego. The girls basketball team is also doing great with a record of 12-2, and they have a game tomorrow at home against Greendale. Last Friday, at the Muskego girls and boys basketball games, the club Peers for Peers made an announcement talking about mental health and athletes at halftime. They also had a table outside the game with support t-shirts, bracelet, and QR codes to get mental health support. The annual Warrior Winterizer is happening January 31st from 5 to 10 p.m. This is an amazing event for athletes and the community. There will be girls and boys wrestling and girls and boys basketball, food, inflatables, and fair games. Different clubs and sports help run the stations, and it is a great opportunity for families to get some food, watch basketball and wrestling, and play games. The semester is ending and final exams are happening next week. Students are studying hard and having a great end to the semester. At the middle schools, this Wednesday, incoming freshmen from both Muskego Lakes and Lake Danoon are going to the high school to attend freshman orientation. They will attend 2 presentations, get tours of the school from student council members, and get to sign up for sports and clubs that they might be interested in. Students who are in dollar and cents class at Lake Danoon got to attend BizTown for a hands-on experience in the business world. The students gained insight into the enterprise system and created a successful society. And the future Muskego Warriors from both Lake Danoon Middle School and Muskego Lakes played against each other in boys basketball. It was a great matchup and lots of potential for the future MHS basketball team. At Mill Valley, the gym classes are about to begin Jump Rope for Heart. This will help donate money to the American Heart Association. And lastly, in a couple of weeks, Lakeview is hosting a glow dance. It will be a fun opportunity for the students to see their friends after school for a very exciting occasion.
Thank you very much.
I just wanted to add that the high school and Higley do have tickets available for their shows.
Thank you so much. And moving on to the superintendent's report.
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to begin the evening with a presentation to the board from the the Mill Valley staff. So, Ms. Harris, if you would like to start us out.
All right, well, thank you guys for coming to Mill Valley. I have the honor and privilege of being principal at Mill Valley Elementary. My name is Elise Harris. I do want to give a special thank you to Andy Bentley and his crew for the setup and things this evening, and then all the wonderful artwork is from Mrs. Owens, our art teacher, and her masterpieces that she helped her students create. All right, we're going to start this evening by anchoring back to our vision. We are at Mill Valley are a caring community who ensures high levels of growth for everyone, every day. Our vision is purposely written for our students and for our staff. This year, to kick off the year, Julie Hetzel and I traveled to each classroom reading a book, What Would Danny Do? It's written as a choose-your-own-adventure where we made choices for Danny, deciding to raise his hand in class if he was confused, what to do with unfair basketball teams out at recess. The goal of sharing this book with our students is helping them to think about the choices that they make each and every day and how it can impact their day and the days of others. Having that as a focus for them all around, we carried this theme through integrity through the book, and we've continued it through the year. Integrity for our students can be demonstrated by making good choices even when they think an adult isn't looking. This is often the hardest thing to do. At Mill Valley, we recognize those positive choices with paw prints. This year alone, we've handed out over 8,000 paw prints to our students, which is a new school record, if you didn't notice at the Fast Facts. We recognize recess royalty awards, earning all school dance parties, and ultimately, we just want them to know that they have the power to choose. So we carried this theme through for our staff also because they're looked up to by our students. They are the role models or the examples. So we've named them our champions of integrity. And so we hope that you join in too as being a champion of integrity with your integrity shirts also. We have an amazing staff here at Mill Valley that go above and beyond for our students. There are classroom teachers who do the chicken dance. They take extra time to sit with students to tailor those lessons. They welcome Warrior Wolf into their classroom to help fundraise for the PTO's readathon. We have Mr. Anley zipping up numerous winter jackets as they head out to recess. Hands down, moments like these can't be quantified into graphs, but they truly make Mill Valley a very special place that demonstrates the integrity of our top-notch staff. We do want to take a moment to highlight the continued success, though, of our students academically. In the area of ELA, Mill Valley ranked number 3 for the percent of students scoring proficient and advanced on the Wisconsin Forward exam. We have consistently been in the top 3 since at least 2018-19, and this doesn't happen by chance. It happens because of our dedicated teachers who ensure that each student gets exactly what they need in the classroom. They collaborate through professional learning communities and have resources at their fingertips with persons such as our teaching and learning coaches. They utilize their support staff to engage students during the lesson. These are examples that will continue these high levels of growth. Okay, so in the area of math, though, we rank number 2 out of all the elementary schools in Waukesha County for the percent of students proficient and advanced. We have consistently been in the top 2 since at least 2018-19. This too doesn't happen by chance. It happens because of our staff who believe in the power of collaboration and accessing high levels of support through our teaching and learning. Academic achievement score places us at the same or higher than 99.8% of the schools in Wisconsin. That's something to be proud of and to celebrate for sure. Our state report card also looks at other areas which we'll go into next, such as growth and our target group. Mill Valley's growth score attempts to report out student growth compared to others across Wisconsin. Ultimately, it tries to show how students are performing at a particular level grew compared to other students across the state, those who don't attend Mill Valley Elementary. This score is called a value-added score. A growth score of 3.0 is considered average, which means Mill Valley is performing better, or the students attending Mill Valley are performing better than if they would have attended another elementary school in the state. In the area of ELA, a huge celebration is our value-added growth score of a 4.1. A relative area of growth for Mill Valley would be to invest our additional time in our students who didn't score proficient last year. Even though this score is greater than 3, we think that we can add to this with our focus on our target group students. There are ways we're addressing this through our MLSS intervention process and closely monitoring those students for those skills flowing into the classroom. In the area of math, Mill Valley also had a value-added score greater than 3.0, which is a celebration, but we're not able to report out on our students who were not proficient last year because that group of students is less than 20, which is a celebration in itself of the number of students who did not score proficient. However, an opportunity lies for growth in finding a way for our mathematicians who attend Mill Valley to have better access to that math learning. And we're doing that through providing them extension opportunities and problem-solving work and fun things like Recess Roundup, Huddle and Hike, Math Marvel, and Foursquare Squad. It's headed by our math teaching and learning coach Abby Jobot, so we would love to see those scores even higher than a 3.5. As you can see, these fourth graders here are pointing out how special we truly are here at Mill Valley Elementary School. To continue talking about our target group of students, according to our state report card, we are scoring higher than 94.2% of all the other elementary schools in the state of Wisconsin. We do use at a smaller level our universal screener to make sure that we are on track. So we're doing very well, but we would say, but we're Muskego, Norway, and we won't stop until all the learners meet that continued success. So another opportunity for us here at Mill Valley is to continue to investigate the learning needs of our youngest learners in the area of reading specifically, and provide supports for their specific area of need. With the support of our literacy coaches, we are able to ensure that we have proper diagnostic assessments to know exactly what skill they're working on, as well as bringing new training and other intervention resources into our building, such as Sunday training and Orton Gillingham. We are very proud of the accomplishments of our students and staff here at Mill Valley. Our school continuously is significantly exceeding on our school report card the latest score of a 94.1. Among other notable rankings seen here, Mill Valley is also ranked number 3 in all of Wisconsin elementary schools according to our U.S. News. However, we know there's more to school than just academics and test scores. These aspects of school are just as important in cultivating lifelong learners at our youngest age. Friendships, experiencing challenges with support, and caring adults are a high priority, and as you can see here, those supports are felt by our students here in the recent student experience survey also. Another area that we will continue to focus on here at Mill Valley is improving and ensuring our positive experiences around feeling respected and showing respect to others. We noticed in last spring's deployment of the survey that there was 36% of our 2nd through 4th graders who clicked the I don't know or had mixed feelings about that question. So we went to work, one, making sure our students knew what respect is by talking about our school-wide definition of respect in our buddy class activities. We connected back to our theme of respect with our One Book, One School initiative of Because of the Rabbit, but that title is a secret until Thursday, so don't tell any of our kiddos. Recognizing respectful student behaviors through paw prints and golden awards so that students know what respect should look like. Mill Valley then created their own check-in survey this October, and we were pleasantly surprised to see that those actions are having a support for us. We increased the number of students who agreed with that statement by 29%. That left us with just 12% of our students in the middle feeling like, I don't quite know if I feel respected or not. Because it was like an in-house survey, we were able to connect with those individual students and help them problem solve why they may not be sure about if they felt respected or not. So we help them solve problems with our school psych and our teaching and learning coaches about unfair teams out at recess, sportsmanship on the soccer field, other friendship issues, and we put together a cool tool called Words Matter. Finally, that same check-in meeting, though, told us that we were on track for our score this year, predicted results of a 4.04, and we're eagerly awaiting our student results to see how they actually felt this year. Next, our parents. Because of our academics and because of our positive student experience, parents and caregivers report that they are proud to say that they have a child here at Mill Valley Elementary. We love welcoming parents and community members into the school for our school events, whether it's having lunch with your kiddos, chaperoning a field trip, having our costume parade, or our annual holiday sing. We love when families join our school to see what we're all about. Our staff, for those reasons previously mentioned, I know that our staff is second to none. We work together to make Mill Valley the place to be, and it shows through our dedication, unwavering care for students, and our pride for our system. We are very lucky to work alongside each other here at Muskego. So last but not least, we anchor back to we are Mill Valley, a caring community that ensures high levels of growth for everyone every day. The hot chocolate in front of you was our student council members community service activity, so we hope you take that home to enjoy. And do you have any questions for us?
I don't know if Courtney will get this picture, it just reminds me of Country Meadows, where we have everybody out. And what that shows me is that you have the triangle. You have the parents involved, the teachers involved, and the students involved. And when you have all three of those involved, you just excel. You do a fabulous job.
They really do.
Mhm.
So getting to the top. I mean, you're right there, right? If you look at all your metrics, you're in the top single-digit percentages of all of the elementary schools in the state. So you have just incremental growth now, right? On getting there. One of the things that we've talked about as a board is the bottom quartile, right? And the bottom quartile doesn't necessarily mean that they're not proficient. It just means they happen to be in the bottom quartile. That's one of the ways to get that incremental growth. First of all, congratulations on your score. Second, any focus, any particular thing you're doing on the bottom quartile to just continue to stay at the top.
I think you hit it on the head with those. A lot of our students in our target group, bottom quartile, are many of our students who may already be proficient. So, for example, the math examples that I was giving you, those are kiddos who love math, who are using their recess time sometimes to go and enjoy those math problem solving tasks. So those are the ways that we're trying to get kids from proficient to maybe advanced by playing on their passions, right? We kind of talked about if those students are falling in the bottom quartile who aren't proficient yet, that's where we're researching and finding other ways to meet their needs, such as new intervention programs, such as that Sonde and the Orton Gillingham. So we're definitely learning from people around us too. We have a great network of principals here in Muskego that we're learning from, but as well as leaning on our counterparts here around us to see what's working for them too. So we're committed to the small group work for those kiddos that gives exactly what each kiddo needs. So you're not just teaching to the 25 kiddos in front of you. I'm going to teach to you, but then I'm going to come back and give you exactly what you need and there's lots of avenues that we've done that through.
Well, congratulations to the entire team. Every last member of Mill Valley, you're doing a fantastic job. Thank you.
I will make sure to share that with them too.
And kind of piggybacking off what Bob said, this isn't just a one-off. This has been consistent, and the administration here has just done a wonderful job, and we're very proud of that. One thing I did notice was that you highlighted, but I think you went over it a little quicker for my guys, but on slide number 4, Champions of Integrity, Did you select that as part of the Warrior Way, or was that something that's just coincidental? And are you gonna keep that as one theme, the same theme every year, or are you gonna rotate through that? Because I think it's important if we look at the Warrior Way and kind of touch on all those, and if you make each one an annual, every kid will have touched that by the time they get to Bay Lane, or actually not Bay Lane, Mosquito Lakes or Lake Dune, so.
It definitely is connected to that, yes. But we saw a need for our kiddos because when we talk to them after an incident happens, or we talk to them about how to be a good friend, they always have a lot of really great answers. But putting that into practice is sometimes where it gets difficult for kiddos as we're learning new things. So that's where the integrity part came in, because if I came running past you in the hallway, would you have done that if you knew your principal was standing around the corner? And they'd be like, right? Like, it's just that example of like, I know I'm not supposed to be doing this, but now I have to practice it. So it is connected to the bigger picture of the One Warrior in our school, but we saw it as a specific need to Mill Valley because they seem to be able to talk to us about what they should have been doing, but then putting it into practice was where we were coming. It was a little bit short.
So is that something you're going to continue annually, is the integrity, or is there other things you want to touch on that might help with their growth towards that end?
The integrity theme is going to stay for a while. We definitely have found a happy place with our staff and with our students using that word. So I think our integrity is going to stay until we look at our data again to say that we need another area of focus.
Okay.
I just want to say congratulations. It's hard to get to the top, but to stay at the top for that long is just an incredible job by your entire team here. It's just fantastic. We're so proud of everybody here, and it's such a fantastic meeting to come to with all the positive things. You did just a wonderful job here. It's just incredible. The one thing I have to ask you, what do you need from us? What can we do to support your work and your staff's work here at your school?
When I think about that, what comes to mind is come see what we're all about, right? So we talked about like the triangle, right? And we talked about we love to have our parents in the building to see teachers at work, to come experience lunch hour with our kiddos. So if any opportunity arises that you can just walk the halls for a day and sit in the back of a classroom and hang out with a teacher to see what they do all day, I would encourage you to be a part of it. Our PTO puts on lots and lots of events after school, but just to come see our kiddos in action, see our staff in action would be where I could ask for your support, just so you can see how awesome our students and staff really are.
I feel like you're gonna get a blue ribbon school cert thing. I just feel like you're in the trajectory of that, don't you think?
I'm looking at Robin. She started this whole thing, so Robin set us up for success here.
Well, great job. It's just incredible. Great things happening here.
Thank you. I will share with them.
Before we transition to the next item on the superintendent's report, again, just echoing what was said here. From the time you walk in this building and you're greeted in the front office, or the number of times you're walking in a different building and a member of the staff is ensuring the building's spotless, clean, everything looks great. Any classroom you walk into, you're hearing laughter, you're hearing genuine care for students. If you get a chance, walk these halls. It fills your bucket in so many different ways. So a huge shout out to every member of this staff. It's an incredible place because of the people. So very proud of you guys. All right. Our next item on the superintendent's report is an update on education for employment. So a few members of our student service team, and Mr. Micklig is here to kick us off.
I don't normally use a mic, so bear with me. Tonight we're going over E4E and just our annual updates. Academic career planning and how we're getting our students ready has really been a journey for all of us. So tonight we're going to highlight the process and what we've been doing with Lake Dune, Mosquito Lakes, Mosquito High School, and each of the buildings who brought some representatives to talk about their experience. So we're going to start tonight with Pam from Lake Dune.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me okay? I kind of have a soft voice usually, so I'm glad I've got a microphone. I'm Pam Groh. I'm one of the school counselors at Lake Dune. I'm happy to be here tonight. My co-counselor, Laura Dobroff, was the person who created the presentation for tonight and was going to, speak to the issues that we'll be talking about, but she's home ill, so I'm filling in for her. So I'm happy to be here too. We both were very excited to be invited to share with you some of the incredible work that is happening at Lake Danoon surrounding academic and career planning. During the presentation, I'll be talking with you about the evolution of ACP for the last several years that we've been working on. And we'll talk about some of the key events that we offer each year related to career and future planning, and I'll showcase a few lessons at each of the grade levels. So this is slide 1, and first we have had incredible growth of our ACP program over the past 3 years. In 2022, we developed an ACP committee and spent a year just planning how we would create a more comprehensive and impactful ACP program for our Timberwolves. Our committee consists of our principal, Chad Krupar, also a teaching and learning coach, Lindsay Bremberger, who has really helped support the addition of lead workers. We have 8 staff who are in grades 6 through 8, as well as encore classes, that have dedicated themselves to really developing the ACP program for all of the teachers to use. So everyone has really been very committed to ACP, and they really understand the benefits of having regular career exploration for our students. Our committee, can you backtrack one more? Okay, our committee has had 4 specific outcomes that we have revisited each year. So the first one was to design the ACP program to include the monthly Zello lessons in grades 6 through 8, with all teachers becoming ACP advisors for their students in grades 6 through 8. So we kicked off our monthly Timberwolf Pathfinders lessons in the year 2023. And this is our second year of continuing to have a monthly program where our entire school puts on pause on a Friday at 11:20 in the morning, a time where we all engage in working with students to complete a specific lesson related to their career exploration. The second is building staff knowledge in ACP and the Zello program to help really build the staff confidence in being ACP advisors. And we really have to shout out that we have such a dedicated staff of ACP leads who prep their grade level teams each month, so they will help ensure the fidelity of the lessons that are being taught to ensure we have a strong culture of ACP throughout our Lake Danoon building. Third, we also present and offer experiential opportunities for students, and we have multiple, and I'll be sharing more about that in a little bit. And our fourth goal and outcome that we want to achieve is improving the family engagement in ACP and career readiness and the process. This year, we're really excited to be pioneers of something new. We will be doing student-led spring conferences that are focused on ACP for 2025. Some of the major events that we have worked through for several years now at Lake Danoon is the bedrock of our AC program is our monthly Timberwolf Pathfinder lessons. They're held on Fridays for 45 minutes, and it happens right before lunch. We chose this time strategically because we know that students will talk about what they're learning from their ACP lessons, and then at the same time when that lesson ends, it will allow for organic conversations of ACP to continue after that lesson ends as they move through their next classes or to their lunch period. In November, we partnered with the Waukesha Business Alliance to offer 8th grade students in the Structures and Manufacturing class a chance to attend WCTC for a tour, as well as tour 2 different business organizations. Ms. Dobroff, my co-counselor, invited 3 of her students here tonight who will introduce themselves to you and share about their experience in just a bit. In February, all 8th graders will also get to meet with their future high school counselors, and then they'll plan for their freshman year. In March, we'll invite a group of 8th graders interested in a healthcare career potential to attend an 8th grade career healthcare expo at WCTC. It's really a super event. It's very hands-on and has simulations that students will interact with. Also in March, we host an 8th grade career fair, and this year we have 13 professionals from the surrounding community coming in to talk with students from a variety of career clusters. Students will be able to listen to 4 career speakers. Some of these speakers include our Waukesha County Executive Paul Farrow, a lawyer, a physical therapist, a vet tech, a sales director, an air traffic controller, and then several others. In May, we're going to have our ACP-focused student-led conferences, and they'll be about 15 minutes long, and students will have an opportunity to share with their families the artifacts and the learning that they've done throughout the year in their Timberwolf Pathfinder lessons. So this is a slide where Laura and I thought it would be helpful for you to get a sense of what students learn during their monthly ACP lessons. In December, our 6th graders got to learn about the link between their interests and possible careers. 7th graders were learning about post-secondary options and pathways to careers, and learning about the differences between an associate degree, a bachelor's degree, a master's, doctorate, also looking at certifications and apprenticeships, while our 8th graders were exploring their extracurricular options at Muskego High School and how this can really help with not only a successful transition to high school, but can be beneficial for students to experience a variety of their interests. We really thank you all so much for learning about Lake Danun's academic career program tonight. And now I would like to introduce our 3 8th graders who can say a sentence or two about what they learned when they were on their manufacturing field trip. So we have AJ Galecki, Emma Maurer, and Sophia Tresize.
Hello, I am AJ Galecki, and one of the things I liked about the ACP field trip was when we got to go to WCTC and see all the different careers or classes that we could do there and maybe learn about.
Hi, I'm Emma. One of the things I really liked was when we went to Weldall, the guy who led our tour around it, he shared a lot about like what they do there, and he also told me a lot about like the opportunities that they give for kids who are just able to get a job, and they train you there too, so that's really cool.
Hi, I'm Sophia Tresize, and one of the things that I enjoyed was going to New Berlin Plastics. We learned about how in real life businesses how businesses apply the manufacturing process, and we got to see that in action with the mass manufacturing parts for different motorcycles and different things.
Super cool at New Berlin Plastics. Former graduate in engineering was there, actually giving the tour to our students, so it's really coming full circle. Emma, you didn't like cold welding? What? You did cold welding, right, at Weldall? Didn't they have you actually do a weld bead? Like, super cool. Emma was in the shop floor welding, and they call it cold bead, so they didn't have to wear a mask. So super cool. So, Terry, questions for this group specifically, or do you want to wait to the end?
We'll wait to the end.
Okay,
Unless,
all right.
unless somebody has something for the kids. They'll be here, right?
Don't leave. Okay, Muskego Lakes.
Hi, I'm Jim Brickwig. I'm one of the counselors at Muskego Lakes. My co-counselor elected to let me captain the ship tonight. A lot of the faith she's putting in me. So I'm specifically with the 7th and 8th grade students. We don't rotate at Muskego Lakes. We stay constant year to year between the 2 counselors. So I end up with 2/3 of our required ACP lessons anyways. So that's why you get to hear from me. So our present status for ACP lessons, we're following the scope and sequence. Our 6th grade lessons, those are embedded within the dollars and cents 6th grade encore classes. We do that in the spring semester. That way we can see by the end of the year, if there are any changes that happen to schedules between semesters, which students have taken dollars and cents and naturally get access to those lessons, and then we can pull in all of the students who did not take that as a class, but still we want to take a week and really run them through the ACP lessons specifically. That's where that happens for 6th grade. 7th and 8th grade, it's embedded within the social studies classes. 8th grade is happening right now. That takes about, they do it as a full unit, so it takes about 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the students and the time of year. But we always do it in late December into January. That way we get to embed the registration for high school. We get to have those conversations all at the same time, and those all get to be kind of wrapped together from that standpoint of, like, here's your ACP lessons, you're gonna be working on resumes and cover letters for jobs you can be getting right now. We're gonna look at, as you transition to the high school, how do you get your work permits, where do you go for that, as well as how do you register, what's coming up next, and continuing from the last 2 years of lessons that they've had. 7th grade happens in the spring, again in social studies. That's where I go into the social studies classrooms. That's over the course of a week as well, and work through with the students on Zello and the lessons that we have surrounding that to look at what are your options here, what are your opportunities with your encore classes here at Muskego Lakes, looking forward to the high school, looking forward to 8th grade, and then as well as that beyond. What is that career goal that you have, working to get, you know, lots of different answers besides, I want to be a professional athlete. What skills do you have? What are the areas that interest you, that are things that you like to do that we can build on, and what are some careers that we can find from your natural skills that are uncovered in those lessons. The supplemental activities that we have, so in February of every year we have our community day that we do at Muskego Lakes. The half of that day is just dedicated to ACP. So that is where the 5th graders are actually getting an introduction to ACP. On that day we have activities for each grade level. The 8th grade, that's where we do our career fair, so very similar. I didn't want to just repeat all the things that Lake Danoon does because those outside experiences we are also doing with our 8th graders. But this is a cool way where the 8th graders are doing their career fair, and we're bringing in community members and different professionals from many different careers and walks of life to come speak to them about different jobs and opportunities that they have. But then while they're doing that, the other grade levels are also working on things that are specific to them. So the 7th grade goes through supplemental lessons with their ACP lessons, so they start working on their portfolio. They do some mock interviews and some quick cover letters, resume writing. They do it in groups as well as for themselves so that it is really tangible for them. And then 5th and 6th grade as well, get that introduction to that Zello portfolio that we're using so that as they get older and move into the high school, they have that started, they have something to build off of, they have something that this is a familiar topic for them. The other thing that we've been highlighting for the last 2 years is our, like I said earlier, our experiential learning within our own building. So we've been looking at for the data for each grade level, what are the top career clusters that are the interests of our students? And then where are we getting them opportunities to have experiences with that career cluster or with that area of skills and learning and activities. So you may remember this from the board meeting in November, because this is what we highlighted for you all at dinner. So quickly, for the 8th grade, they have kind of the closest in terms of their top 2, which was the arts, AV, technology, and communication, and human services. That's kind of the theme throughout. The top one in our school is that arts, AV, technology cluster. 7th grade, similar, but architecture and construction is the second one. And then 6th grade as well. 5th grade, we don't have data for because they haven't done any Zello lessons yet. They're not introduced to that yet, so we don't get data for them until they're in 6th grade. So that's what I wanted to highlight for you all tonight. I asked some students to come talk to you about one of the classes that we identified as being within that area. This is our list of current classes offered to our Muskego Lake students that all connect back to that cluster of arts, AV, technology, and communications. So I have Cade and Landon Beasley here, and they're going to tell you about what they've learned in their BMIT Tech Workshop class, which is an encore with Mr. Laritz.
BMIT is a class where you can learn how to code with games, robots, and just making websites. In one of the classes we've done, we've learned how to use that little device on the screen up there. And we've learned to make it use noise, sounds, and how to make it do patterns.
Hello, I'm Cade Beasley, and in BMIT Tech Workshop, we use the programming to make websites, help us with our career future, and much more websites. With the circuit playground, we can put codes that will help it do stuff like run robots and make noises, like Landon said.
And that's a good lead way as you start to see the data-driven information that we're going here is going to really lead in what the high school is talking about tonight. We continue to monitor, and both Pam and Jim are starting to talk in languages of career clusters, and how do you desegregate why are students picking into arts AV, what skills are they getting there, and then that helps guide them, and then our high school team is going to talk about where they start taking them from there. Paul, Savannah?
Hi, I'm Paul Smith. I'm one of the school counselors at the high school.
Savannah Emmy, I'm one of the other school counselors.
And I'll introduce our colleague, our social worker, Jim Giggle, who is here to supporting our students that are going to speak on behalf of our Connect program and ACP when we're done speaking. So some core components at the high school of ACP. It has evolved into each month 35-minute lessons where our students are with the same advisor throughout high school. So all those advisors are our teachers. It's like our core content teachers, our elective teachers. So we provide these opportunities such as career fairs and things like that, but really it's like the relationships and the connections that drive the impact of those things, of those opportunities. So that's why it's significant that our kids get to remain with the same advisor throughout those 4 years, right? They're developing a relationship, that teacher with those 14 to 18 students. Beyond a counselor's work is understanding what each one of those students is becoming interested in and able to speak. They are also absorbing career knowledge, those teachers, and able to speak on behalf of it to their students. There's structured scope and sequence. As Jim and Pam had alluded to, that carries 6 through 12. Just some examples at the high school are talking about defining our warrior's way. Brett Hyde spoke of that earlier with the respect, responsibility, pride, integrity, and humility. What that looks like at the high school. Resume creation, digital citizenship. Digital citizenship is interesting because it's like, what is these students teaching them as social media and their connection to technology is necessary and just going to remain. It's teaching them, like, what does that look like, right? Like, so some of these things, some of your actions, not only like, what does that look like in the future, what you need to be accountable for, but also then how do you keep evolving in that in technology? How are you setting up professional email and things like that? I do want to give a shout out to Amy Schwartz, who is a substitute at the high school. I was assisting and ended up observing a lot because of how dynamic she was in our last ACP lesson, which was about resume creation. And I just think she was engaging with the kid, and these were seniors, so sometimes they think, I've been there, done that, I've experienced this lesson, but the lesson itself keeps evolving, and then she was speaking, just directly to the students and directly to her. She was actually recently updating her resume, so she was speaking to that point, and she was very specific with the students, and they were connecting to the material. And I just think it's unique for a district like Muskego to, not only do you have such high quality instructors and leadership, but our substitute teachers are of this quality too. And I think that's very unique. That definitely does not happen in every district, just the amount of people that would like to be a part of educating our students and educating their own community. So we have a Google Classroom for all our ACP lessons, which is great because our staff and students can access that at any point. It's not just a limited time, that one time per month. There's a rolling agenda, again, that they can always continually access. We highlight our career clusters document. That's why we list that as a core component that our students can always access. That happens in our individual conversations with students that Savannah's going to speak about. It's certainly used during course registration each year. Speaking to that, we have our annual grade-specific course registration presentation that details different options in career exploration, but also a lot of college credit earning potential and all those different programs that exist at the high school and outside of the high school. Our career fair, which is just a fantastic event with, do you know how many businesses participate this year? 59. So again, people investing their time from the community into our school to creating, not just wanting to be a part of educating our youth, but also creating connections. Some of these businesses are actually looking to hire when they come into our building, some high school students, right? And then our financial aid evening and post-secondary night are events that the parents and publics can directly engage in that are related to ACP.
Yeah, so I wanted to specifically highlight some of the things that the counselors are doing to help assist ACP with our students. And we meet individually with every single one of our students starting their freshman year, which is really awesome. And we're super thankful that teachers are willing to work with us and give their time to meet with our students so we can help them with some of these things. Freshman year, we start to touch upon what they might be interested in doing after high school, which might seem super early, but I can attest to this year, the 8th graders had a really great conversations with us, and I think that has to do a lot with the work that the middle schools are putting in. So it's really great to see, even from the last couple years, what those conversations have looked like. And then as they continue to get older, we have a little bit more in-depth conversations around what their academic and career plan goals are, what they might be doing after high school, or some thoughts they might have, questions they might have, and we're able to provide opportunities to those students through those conversations. And then as they become juniors, we have a little bit more in-depth junior planning documents where we set goals for those students, or they set the goals, and then we help them come up with action plans to start working towards those goals. So ideally, 100% of our students, by the time they leave Muskego High School, should have some kind of post-secondary plan in place, and that's something that we want to continue to work towards in those meetings that we have with the kids, really help foster those conversations. We are beginning to collect data, so we have some longitudinal data to look at what our trends that we're seeing, which is really interesting because the data that I'll share with you in a minute is really different than what we're seeing at the middle school level. But then that can also kind of look at what presenters we bring in for a career fair or other opportunities that we can highlight or share with our students and our community too. So this is some data for our current class of 2026. With juniors, we meet with them twice, so this is the fall data. And our top 3 career clusters were our health sciences, STEM, and business management and administration. When we meet with the students and they tell us career clusters they're interested in, especially around registration time, then we can really guide students to classes they should be taking, or if they're thinking about a specific program or school, we can really help guide them in the specific classes they might need to be taking to meet admission requirements and things like that. So if you go to the next slide, a little bit different of a trend. Still, health sciences and STEM remain our 2 top career clusters, but then architecture and construction went up to the 3rd top, and then if you go to the next one, this is their freshman year. Our current juniors, same, health sciences and STEM, and then architecture and construction is the 3rd. So a little bit difference in trends, and it'll be interesting to see what the next decade will look like. I'm sure 10 years ago from today, it looked a lot different too, with all the different jobs and opportunities that are available to our students and kind of what's coming up. So if there's anything else to add to that.
and just kind of add with some of that data that drives and the conversations that they're having with our students, helps us find the opportunities that matter. And I just stood here 6, 7 years ago now, and at the time we had one student getting their CNA certification, and health science was still at that time, Pinckney is one of our highest. And so now we've done a lot of work around that specific career cluster to find the opportunities. So the work they're doing is really helping guiding the right opportunities to get in front of our students. And we have 2 students here that are going to kind of talk about their journey. And what's really cool from the middle school to the high school level, it's not always a straight line, and it's kind of navigating that. So Lucas, Nate, you guys want to come up now and tell us about your journey?
Hello, my name is Lucas Gregg. I came into high school knowing that I did not want to go to college. I was not sure what I wanted to do after high school though. Through conversations with Miss Giggle and Mr. Smith, I started to look into the trades. I attended the career fair my junior year and specifically wanted to attend the heavy machine operating engineer session because I thought I had settled on that specific trade. I found out through that session that there were classes that I could take in high school that would count towards the union requirement if our high school agreed to participate. I also learned about the union headquarters training center in Coloma. I found out that this particular union is one of the hardest unions to get into. Ms. Giggle set me up with someone in that specific field, so I was able to ask more questions and get information about the trade. Later in the year, my junior year, I met with Mr. Micklig to find out about youth apprenticeship, the opportunities in trade fields so that I could gain some more experience. I then called companies and applied to positions available. I interviewed with Coelho in April and was offered a job. I've been working with them doing poured concrete foundations since June. I've been asked by Coelho to present at career fairs both at Waguanago High School and Muskego High School to get other students to consider trades at their company. I went up to the union headquarters to check it out with my dad in November. I also worked with Ms. Giggle and Mr. Bablinka to get approved to take one of the union classes that I found out about during career fair to show the union how serious I was about getting into their program. I'm taking that class this semester. I plan to continue at Coelho until I'm accepted into the apprenticeship program to the union. Thank you.
I'm Nate Keel. School has been a bit of a journey for me. I also knew I did not want to go to college, and I was not sure what I wanted to do after high school. I was not sure if the trades were the right fit for me either. I know that I'm a hard worker, but I needed experience in something to see what the right fit was. I tried working at a couple different places that weren't the right fit, and then I found a job to the city working on the lake this past summer and found that I really enjoyed working outside, working with equipment, and having lots of variety in my day. Unfortunately, that job was seasonal and ended in September. Miss Giggle had a connection at the city public works department and put in a call to see if they had any openings, and they did. I went for the interview and earned the job. Mr. Smith and Miss Giggle helped to create a situation where I could work there part-time and attend school part-time for this school year. The flexibility has helped me to be really successful in school. I also have a job that can turn into a career if I choose to stay after graduation. I currently have straight A's, and one of them is in the TC class where I can earn college credit at WCTC. Yeah.
So as we kind of see the full circle of trying to get the kids in their future careers, Mr. Irvine, just to let you know, that is the big sandbox training center you went to with the big bulldozers. I know you're jealous. So as you see through the journey, we continue to try to grow to find the opportunities for the students. Just kind of wanted to recap, we continue to add the industry recognized certifications to support students getting credentials while in high school to prepare them for whether that is college, career, 2-year technical school, or the military, as we keep exploring what our students are asking for the data. Questions? Students, come back up. Yeah, students, yeah, come back up. Last questions, maybe?
Yeah, come on up. I first of all just want to thank you guys for coming and talking to us about your experience in this program. It has come a long, long way. I remember when you first started it, and it has grown just tremendously. Is there anything that you guys think in your journeys through the program so far, at whatever level you're at, that you would like to see added, changed, done differently that would help you or some of your friends that you see going through it? Anything that we can do?
I just think everyone, all the staff and students are doing a great job. I think that my 4 years have been pretty great with that, and it's been going awesome. So I appreciate all the staff that puts a lot of work into that stuff.
Anyone else? All right, well, if you don't want to tell us here, just tell that guy over there.
I don't know, I know a lot of some of you boys over there. And I love the fact that it's okay that you don't go to college and that you go into the trades and you find something that you love to do, right? Because school is not for everybody, and there's no need for you to go to school and struggle and spend all the money for not doing something that you love. So I'm so happy to see that you guys found your place in life and that you're enjoying what you're doing.
Totally agree.
That makes me so happy.
Anyone else?
Just one quick comment. It looks like the AV and communications area, arts, AV and communications is pretty popular across the board. Are you guys adjusting for the level of popularity you're getting through the feedback that you're getting to expand options, or how does that work?
Yeah, so that's an interesting career cluster. So that spans to, I was talking to Kimberly Reichert earlier tonight, who her son's become a sound engineer. So it spans into the sound engineer, into the music stuff, into the graphic design and the printing industry. So it is really grown. So to answer your question, yes, we've expanded. So even in our innovation lab, when we brought that lab into place, students can do embroidery, can do UV printing, and start to touch points there, as well as we have our other areas. So it's a really unique career cluster, and we continue to find the touch points to go from sound engineer to potentially press operator in a printing company and everything else that falls in between that. So yeah, we do continue to look at that.
Be adaptive
It's
and
really
responsive.
adaptive. The biggest thing that pings in that area is the tactile learning, is the kids that are identifying that like to work with their hands, like to engage, like to move around, and then they also have an artistic skill. So even some of that stuff goes into the web design area, where BMIT has a healthy pathway to give some more selective options as well. So we are always continuing to look and expand in those areas.
Cool. Thank you.
I think, Jim, one of the things that kind of comes to mind when I see healthcare or health careers that maybe we want to venture off into is like a rad tech, radiology tech. We're short on those. We're short on surgical techs. We're short on med techs. Like there's some certifications that I know WCTC and MATC has that maybe we can bring that into our environment and offer to the kids. Would be good.
Yep, I'm always looking to grow and expand it, so we will definitely look into those. Anything else?
Thank you to you, to all the staff that helps grow this program. You guys definitely go above and beyond for every student that we have, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll just close with Lucas, Nate, proud of you gentlemen. It's awesome to see you up here. Thank you for coming and sharing a bit of your story. A little data point too that they didn't highlight. Over the last 10 years, to me, a huge point of celebration around our academic and career planning and the work of our student service team. 10 years ago, we had about 75% of our students pursuing a four-year college immediately after high school. This last year, we were down to 60% of our students pursuing a four-year college. The flip has happened with those students. The change in percentage are enrolled in technical schools and skilled trades. When we think about the role of an academic and career planning system, especially a robust one, it's helping students accurately identify their interests, their skills, and their passions. Rather than the world telling everyone they have to go to college, let's ask our students, what are they interested in? What do they really want to do? How can they find a career path that's really meaningful to set them up for a life after high school in a position, in a place where they feel really excited to go to work every day? So very proud of the work of our student service team. Thank you guys immensely for that great work. Keep it up. All right. Our final item on the superintendent's report is just a reminder to the board members that graduation is scheduled for Sunday, June 15th at 10:30 a.m. And just if you can put that on your calendars and let Lori and I know who will be present to be able to help distribute diplomas. I know I'm a little bit biased. That is such an awesome day, and it's so fun to watch you get to be a part of the student's journey on that. When they walk across that field for that final time to earn that diploma, it's very meaningful for them and for their families to see you as a part of that. So thanks for giving up that time. And that concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you. Moving on to 7 other reports. President's report, just another thank you to Mill Valley for hosting tonight and having us here for dinner, and everything else was wonderful. Clerk's report.
2 school board seats are on the ballot in the spring 2025 election. 3 candidates have declared their candidacy before the 5 p.m. deadline on January 7th, 2025. Candidates in ballot order are Christopher Zaliga, Patty Morales, and Lori B. Company. February primary election will not be necessary.
Other board member reports. Brett? Bob?
Just accolades to both our middle school choir who sang on at the Wisconsin Choral Directors Association. They were the only middle school chosen out of the 7 choirs, and I know Mr. DeBooth has been working very hard for years on that and applying, so congratulations to him and all of the music folks in the middle school. And then our high school band is on Saturday is doing it's the equivalent of winning state is what Mr. Beckman has said, and our wind ensemble gets to play on Saturday at the Wisconsin Band Association or something like that. So, I mean, I think both of those things just are a testament to the strength of our district relative to our music and theater and all of the great work our band and choir and things like that too. So, yep.
Lori?
Just a reminder that if anybody wants to know the great work our administration and staff are doing and what we are doing in the education services committee, please make sure you actually go and read the agenda. My husband is summary of what we want to do. We have a resolution coming up shortly. Thanks.
Jason?
Report except for committee.
Okay. Tracy?
Yeah, I just attached the CISA 1 December report. Our meeting's tomorrow, so I'm always like a month behind, but if you want to get that stuff earlier than when I post it in the school board meeting, there is an email that comes out, so let me know if you'd like that email forwarded to you, and I can do that too.
Kevin? Okay, moving on to committee reports. Educational Services Committee report. Lori? All right, thanks, Lori. Policy Committee, there is no report because they did not meet since the last meeting, right? And Business Services Committee report.
Yep. So we discussed an update, the WASB proposed resolutions that are coming up for the meeting in a few weeks, which we forwarded recommendations to the full board for consideration. And the teacher contract language changes was also reviewed and approved and forwarded to the board for our next board meeting.
All right, thank you. Okay, 9, resolution action items. The 25-26 budget calendar.
Motion to approve the 2025-26 budget calendar as presented.
Any discussion?
Sorry,
First,
I got
second.
Okay.
Yep.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 2025 capital project, Lakeview parking lot.
Motion to approve blocky paving to replace the asphalt playground at Lakeview Elementary School in the amount of $34,318.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Open enrollment seats for 2025-26.
Motion to approve the following open enrollment seats for the 2025-26 school year as presented.
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 2025 MHS Summer Academic Guidebook.
Motion to approve the 2025 Muskego High School Summer Academic Guidebook as presented.
So moved.
Any discussion? Yes. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. The WASB 2025 proposed resolutions.
Motion to approve the WASB delegate to vote on WASB 2025 proposed resolutions as presented. That's, Kevin just did.
Oh, second.
Second.
I
Okay.
can't hear you here. I don't know what it is, maybe it's. Speak up!
Any discussion? Or is there any of them that anyone wants pulled out for individual talk? No? Okay. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Gifts, grants, and bequests.
Ooh, that's a list. All right, motion to approve with thanks the following donations as presented. For Muskego High School choirs, $572 from John Baumgartner to the Muskego High School choirs. Under Muskego High School robotics, $500 for GSGR marketing, $1,000 from Generac Foundation, $1,000 from Essential Industries, $6,000 from Regal Rexnord, $500 from Northwestern Mutual Corporate Volunteer Award for Yvonne Nareen. Muskego High School track, $5,000 from ImPro Charitable Giving. Muskego High School's girls volleyball, $1,000 from Muskego Diggs Volleyball Booster Club to support huddle and team tournaments. And finally, Muskego High School Alpine Ski Team, $500 from 414 Auto Tuning and Detail LLC, $350 from Peter and Tracy Balls.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, we don't have anything under discussion. We have information follow-up. You will find your monthly financial reporting and your list of support staff and co-curricular hire, resignations, and retirements. And moving on to motion to adjourn. All in favor say aye. We are adjourned.